Hello students, welcome to the classes on object-oriented concepts, 18th year, 45. So here you are going to study about the basics of C++ followed by Java. So C++ and Java are the object-oriented programming. That belongs to the category called as object-oriented programming. Not only C++ and Java, even C Sharp as well as Python and other. There are many subjects which are based on object-oriented programming. So the thing is, in the previous semester, in the lower semester, you have studied about C, right? C is called as procedure-oriented programming. Procedure and object. So procedure-oriented and object-oriented. There are a lot of difference between procedure-oriented programming as well as object-oriented programming. We shall discuss about them in detail. Okay, in the upcoming sessions and all. So please go through the course learning objectives. Here you will be studying the fundamental features of object-oriented language and Java. Then set up Java JDK environment to create, debug and run the simple Java programs. Then create a multi-threaded program and event handling mechanisms. Followed by introduce event-driven graphical user interfaces, that is GUI programming using applet and Swing. So these are the various objectives, course learning objectives for the subject object oriented concepts. So please go through this for every subject what you are going to study and what is the outcome. That is very important. Okay. So in the first module, uh, as an introduction, so we will be studying about the C++. Introduction to object-oriented concepts. So review of structures, procedure-oriented programming system, object-oriented programming, comparison of object-oriented language with C, then console input-output, variable and reference variables, function prototyping, function overloading, followed by classes and objects. So introduction to class, meaning of object, member function and data, objects and functions. So these are the topics we'll be discussing in the module number 1, followed by module number 2, continuation of classes and object. Here object and array, namespace, nested classes and constructor destructors. So these are the topics we will be studying from C++ point of view. So textbook number 1, as you can see here, which textbook? There are two textbooks mentioned. So from textbook number 1, chapter numbers are mentioned 1.1 to 1.9, followed by 2, 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3. Then 2.4 to 6, 4.1 to 4.2. These are the various topics we'll be studying from first textbook. Later on, the next module, introduction to Java, starts in the second module, right? So textbook 2, the complete reference, the soft copy of both the textbooks I have already shared. Okay, please go through them once. As usual, there are 5 modules. Okay, you are supposed to study all the 5 modules, and there will be 2 questions from each module, as you are aware of, right? And you have to answer either the first one or the second one from each module, right? Please go through the outcome, course outcome. The student will be able to explain the object oriented concepts and Java after completion of this course. Okay, that's what the outcome is. Develop a computer program to solve the real world problems in Java. Then develop simple graphical user interface for computer program to interact with users and to understand the event based GUI handling principles using Swing. Okay, there are 2 textbooks as we discussed earlier. Saurav Sahai, that is object oriented programming with C++, and Herbert Schindler, Java Complete Reference, 7th edition, right? Okay, let us see the C++ concepts, basic concepts. So it's like as per the syllabus, it is told to make a bridge course for C++. So anyhow, we'll be studying first module. So first module topics are like C bridge courses for object oriented programming only. Okay, let us see how to write the small program in C++ and all that is there in the first module. Okay, let us begin with module number 1. So here the first chapter concepts from the module 1. that is Introduction to C++. Okay, so this chapter introduces the readers to the fundamentals of object-oriented programming system, which is also abbreviated as OOPS. Okay, the chapter begins with the overview of structures. The reason for their inclusion is the language construct in C language and their role in procedure-oriented programming system. Let us begin with the review of structure. So, structure. Recall the concept you have learnt in C, right? Struct is a keyword you have used. Please recall the C programming which you have studied in the lower semester. Struct is a keyword, right? It's an abstract data type or user defined data type which lets you to have a it's like a collection and which lets you to have multiple variables or elements under a common name. So we have created a structure with the name student. So struct student and the various parameters or variables what you call we have included like name which is a set of characters, so character array for name, student name, then roll number maybe a in integer, right? Then marks, so many things we have stored under a common name that is abstract type, so that is structure. So in order to understand the procedure oriented programming system, let us first recapitulate our understanding of structures in C programming. Okay, that's why review of structures are required. So the need of structures. Why structures are required? Any example you can give. So if you use a structure, what happens is you can have a collection. It's like a collection, right? So all the data, as I have taken the structure with name student, so all the data related to a particular student can be stored under a common name or under a common structure, right? Otherwise what happens, you have to use different, anyhow you are using different variables, those different variables keep on, it will be bit lengthier as well as bit difficult to track the details of each and every student or whatever. Since I have taken that example, so I am referring to student only. So it would be good if you take a structure, so and all the details related to a particular student will be stored in a particular structure, right? Because, for example, student name, roll number, then marks scored, or average marks. So marks scored in different subject and average marks in different subject. Entire thing can be stored under a common structure. That is what one of the basic advantage of having a structure. C supports for structure. Obviously, C++ is the higher version of C. So obviously, it supports for structure. Apart from structure, there is a provision uh, called as class, which is not available in C. So that is what we are going to discuss throughout this subject: class and objects. Okay. Here the example taken. Take the example of date. A date can be programmatically represented in C by three different integer variables taken together. Say D, M, and Y. D stands for day, M for month, and Y for year. Here D, M, and Y represents the. That's what. Okay. Observe them carefully. Although these three variables are not grouped together in the code, they actually belongs to the same group. Obviously, whenever you are writing the date, you don't write, suppose today's date is 27 or 28, right? You don't simply write 28, you will write, how you will write 28 for 2021, like that you will be writing, right? It is not just 28, it is 28 in the month of April for the year 2021. So all the three parameters, they are actually, they have to be clubbed actually, right? So D, M, and Y, even though they are marked as three different integer variables, but they are belongs to one, they should belongs to same group, right? The value of one variable may influence the value of the other two. Obvious, this is obvious because in the month of April, once the 30 crosses, because 31st day is not there, 31 days not there, the only 30 days are there in the month of April. So what should happen after 30, you have to you get the next date as 1 and month should be incremented from 4 to 5. They are interrelated. This is what the definition tells you they each parameter they have influence on other parameter. In the month of February we have only 28, we had only 28 days, right? 29th is not there. After 28 the next date should come as 1 and month should be incremented to 3, from 2 to 3. That is how they related to each other, right? The value of one variable may influence the value of the other two. In order to understand this clearly, consider the function next day that accepts the address of three integers that represent a date and changes the value to represent the next day. Just now I told about the same, right? So what will be the value of the next day and all? So next day value, as you are aware of, um, in the month of February, if the total number of days are 28, then next day will be 1 and next month will be incremented by 1, right? The same thing they are explaining here. Please go through the comment line and all, you will understand. Okay. Now what is the need for the structure? If you use struct, then all the three parameters, instead of um, writing the individual, say individual integers dm and y, those dm and y can club together and can be placed under a common structure. Okay, can be placed under a common structure. That is what the thing is. And accessing the variable from the structure, we have a dot operator. So dot here is the structure representation, struct date. Okay, all the three variables what I have declared earlier as integer variables dm1 dm as well as y, please include that inside the structure. Now create the variable or type or object for the structure d1. Let d1 be the, now d1 is what, d1 is the variable of type date. User defined variable, user defined type, sorry, user defined type date, user defined type is structure. So struct date of d1, which represents the first line, which represents the variable declaration, right? Hope you are understanding. So this line which represents the variable declaration. So how you are declaring int d, no? What is the meaning of int d? D is a variable of type integer. How here date d1 means what? D1 is a variable of type what? Date. That date is of type what? Struct. That is what the meaning of the first statement. Then accessing the members from structure, accessing the members, here you can see how you are accessing. See here, using dot operator you can access. There are three members inside dm and y, you have declared it, right? Dm and y. So d1 dot d, this represents the accessing of member uh, date from d1, accessing of m from d1, accessing of y from d1. Okay, dm and y using dot operator, say 28, 2 and 1999, whatever it may be. So these are the values you are providing. Okay, please go through this explanation. d1 dot d, d1 dot m and d1 dot y will be, what will be the meaning of the statement. So dot operator is used to access the members from the structure. That's what the thing is. Structure is a programming construct in C that allows us to put together variables, okay, that should be together. Okay, so let us continue our discussion in the next session. Please go through the textbook which I have already posted on the group. Please go through the soft copy. If you have any doubt, please feel free to ask. We shall continue our discussion in the next session, in the next video. Okay, soon I'll be uploading the next video also. So please recall the structure concept. You must be having the C notes with you, C lab manual with you. There is one lab program in C, right? Storing the student detail. That is the best example. If you understand that no, if you understand that no, then easily you can write these topics. Okay, it is not compulsory that you have to take date only and all, nothing like that. Any example you can give. Please go through that student example which you have. Take this as an exercise and take one more as an exercise. Distinguish between procedure oriented programming and object oriented programming. Please take that also as an exercise. Okay, please find out. uh, Let us discuss about them in the next session. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. And one more thing, I'll be taking some live sessions also. Please go through these videos, and on the live session, let us discuss the same topic in detail. Okay, once again, as well as if there are any doubt, you can ask. Okay, here also in the comment section you can ask, or in the live session also.